Hello, hello. I woke up feeling a little vibrant this morning, hence the shirt. I've been having fun wearing shirts that kind of capture my mood, and fortunately, I have them in my closet. Today I was just sitting with a reflection on how I felt. I sit it on the morning. I got a morning favorite little folding chair that sits on my top step of my right outside my front door, which looks out towards got a garage, enclosed garage that I really like, and I have plants in a corner that I kind of sit and face, and I have my coffee, and my kitty comes for petting sessions, and I'm usually there early, and I'll sit and I'll take a look at reflect. See, today is all about words. The title that I came up with was Renewal. So I'm reflecting on renewal, regeneration, and I'm rejoicing in this occurrence. I'm celebrating life. I'm here for another day. And at that moment, all I can be sure of is that I'm there in that moment. And it's an opportunity, as is every dawn of every new day, an opportunity to reflect, to celebrate renewal. Each day we're given a blank slate to make of it what we will. And I'm not talking about, I know we got obligations in the outside world. It's a Monday and that's this, and this. But in that quiet time, it doesn't make a difference to me what day of the week we call it. What I'm celebrating is the opportunity to live another day. And reflection is looking in a mirror to see our image. Reflection in a mental, emotional, spiritual, in the mental, emotional, spiritual planes to look upon. And the commonality that I feel, and I'm looking for commonalities, okay? I'm paying a lot of attention to commonalities at the moment. Reoccurring themes, reoccurring events, reoccurring patterns. Just yesterday I talked about patterns. And I continue to look at this phenomenon, what comes back again and again and again. And the biggest commonality that is the basis of my renewal is rejoicing in the opportunity presented by being in my body, in good health, to rejoice, to, in a sense, be born again. Almost each morning is like as the sunrise. Seems like it's a continuation of a process, as is living life, day by day, moment by moment. It accumulates, but also, if we so choose, we can accept it as a new dawn. We can see it as an opportunity to begin afresh. So this is how I greet my day. And my big giant, I take a supersized espresso. I enjoy my coffee, my twice a day indulgence. I just came from my afternoon reflection. I go down, it's hot here and it's hot in the garage, but I have a fan that blows on me. I sit, my kitty will come and sit by my feet and want to beg for attention, want to be petted. And just as the morning I reflect on renewal, the birth, the opportunity of a new day. In the afternoon, it's a different opportunity. And I have a different, excuse me, I have a different style of coffee, Americano, kind of a watered down espresso, and it goes with my afternoon. So straight espresso, quadruple espresso in the mornings, and then Americano, which is one shot of strong espresso and 3 or 4 shots of just hot water. In the afternoon, I think of refuge, another renewal, rejoice, refer. Reflect, rebound. I'm carrying this beyond probably. I like to wax poetic. I get wrapped up into this. So my afternoon reflection is first and foremost, to embrace that I have hours left in my day, hours to complete, or at least continue, works in progress. And for me, the basic works in progress I have right now is I'm working on a sort of journey. It's autobiographical, and it's chronicling the different stages of life as I found them, or better yet, as life found me. So that's an ongoing project, and it's it's sitting on the back burner right now. And I just came from my afternoon reflection and wanted to talk about the daily opportunities for renewal, because I've been in the commonality, the thread that I've been weaving through my last series of sharings, this things that I can leave you with, that you can work on by yourself on your own. And this, hopefully, and contributing to your search for wholeness, completeness, life without division or separation. So you can begin your morning wherever your morning finds you, with this deep in your heart that you can begin again. As the Christians say, you can be born again. Each morning, essentially, we're born again. And you're given a blank slate. Yesterday matters not. Who cares about tomorrow? These are just intellectual games. Because I'll ask you this simple question, if you don't take my word for it. Where's yesterday? Where's tomorrow? Where's this morning? Where is this evening? And to give you a reference, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Where's this afternoon, this evening? Where's this morning? Where's last night? So you can see the etheric, it's only exists in our imagination. And if you can understand that it's your imagination, also the pains, the shortcomings, the mistakes of the past don't exist. You can see consequences of all those things. You can see consequences, you can feel consequences, you can experience consequences for thoughts, actions, deeds of yesterday and yesteryear. Of course, you can see the consequences because I sit behind you, in front of you, wherever. And we're all seeing the consequences of all my yesterdays and yesteryears. Here I sit. I like to say, this is my masterpiece. Be what it is. My masterpiece, Bob Dylan. When I paint my masterpiece, yes, our masterpiece is what we present to the world. And this is only partial. Our real masterpiece is what we've created inside that graces our presence. People have different abilities and different levels of awareness, but on some level, almost everyone experiences the other. Few on the conscious level. Few have time to consider. Their mind is so busy with their mind games and their living life, as they say. Living their imaginary, deeply involved in the egoic and the Maya state, which most mislabel as reality. So we're given a gift, and my morning time is strictly celebrating all the way to a cellular level. Renewal of my body. Renewal of my mind. Renewal of my senses. Renewal of my perception. Renewal, ultimately, all these renewals add up to renewal in my presence. I like to think that every step in the sand, every footprint, every impression that I leave, that drills behind me, is in even the smallest way a contribution to the general good. This is my process. And I'm suggesting that you can begin entertaining if it's useful, if it's constructive, if it's adding to your life, your values, that each step you take sometimes remember, each step that you take, footprints in the sand, it leaves an impression, doesn't it? A physical impression, but it leaves also impression on all the other levels. So once in a while, even though again, my favorite Bob Dylan says, don't look back. Sometimes I want to look back. I want to see those footprints. I want to feel those footprints. I want to feel their impact. Because the intent of each step, this is mindfulness, each step is intended to leaving an impression towards improvement of the world in which I find myself. So this is my morning routine. My afternoon routine, same porch, different coffee. Same coffee beans, but a different method of preparation. One is in the morning is to stimulate. In the afternoon is to soothe. For me, caffeine is a wonderful, coffee is multi-dimensional. So the afternoon is reflection. And now, I don't really like to look back much more than this morning than when I was sitting on the same chair, same stairs, but everything was somehow different. Once was in the afternoon, it's the heat. It's hot out in our garage. We have a cover, plastic cover, but the sun beats through. And somehow, I enjoy that. My morning is cooler and lends itself to a more relaxed, longer period. My afternoon is usually, truth be told, after coming up from a nap, I go out and enjoy and I reflect. Just back to this morning. How am I doing? How am I doing? And Can I bring, if I've been doing okay, can I continue this until dusk and beyond? So this is for me purposeful, mindful, attentive living. It's embracing, it's rejoicing, to be renewed, to have an opportunity to be renewed every morning and then have an afternoon to reflect on that renewal and see that, experience and see and take a look at if I'm optimizing this fantastic opportunity. Does it put a bounce in my step? Can I look back and enjoy a job well done? So these are doable. I'm Grace. I worked hard for a long time, and now I'm on my small Social Security, but at least I have some income. But I'm able to devote my life to what has always been most important: self-development. But self-development to what end? The end game, the goal is self-development that will contribute to life around me. And unrecognized or not matters not. It's the contribution to the general good. And I believe, there I go, believe, I know a life lived with these kinds of considerations, with these kinds of objectives, so that when I pass, I can rest assured that I have done all in my power to leave the world behind me a little better for me having been there. This is it. This is how you contribute. This is how you contribute to the good. This is one way. Some people are blessed or cursed, who knows, with a greater impact on the world around them. Fame and all the challenges that come with that. But anonymity, being anonymous, being under the radar, to a certain extent, when I walk down the street in Taiwan, I attract some attention simply because of my appearance. Adoa, foreigner, Waigorin in Mandarin. Adoa in the indigenous language, foreigner. So I attract some attention because of my appearance when I walk on the street. And because of this identification, I've always felt a responsibility to be aware of how I'm presenting myself to the world, to the people that find me different, to the people that I attract their attention simply by looking or sounding different. So I have an opportunity. I would like to blend in more, to become invisible. But I've never chosen this path. I could live in Margaritaville. I could live in the white world. But even in the white world, I have no hair. There's still things that would attract some attention, although less attention, and probably less judgment, less curiosity. But I've always been in a world where I was a minority. Even in Southern California, Oxnard, Thousand Oaks, Ventura, we were primarily Latino, black. White was a minority. When I moved next to Hawaii as a preteen, again, a minority, a haole as they call them. And then I migrated continually westward. I've been westward bound from California to Hawaii to now Taiwan. So it's funny, I went west to end up in the east. But I guess that's the only way. Can you get here any other way? You can be born here. Anyway, this is just my afternoon fun. This is reflection, afternoon reflection. My room is starting to heat up because I got lights on both sides. I got a light here. My air conditioner that you can see in the background has to be shut off. I have fans all around that have to be shut off because the ambient noise. I'm without my music because Facebook copyright issues, right? I can't play. I love music. I love classical music. I love jazz, and I love even country, and I love inspirational, meditational music. I have hours of it. Usually it's on, or I'm wearing this, coupled with this. Over 100,000 songs I stored in iCloud. They're not mine. They belong to their app, Music, iMusic. But I've been busy. I spend part of my morning renewing my playlist, renewing my music, adding, because they have provide a service, and based on what you've downloaded previously, they supply more. So I'm always finding. It's a hobby. But now I was sitting and having my reflection, and the word, every word came with the prefix re. Rejoice, reflect, renew, reject, respect, remember, recognize. So my mind is working on this prefix re. And here I am. I got up off of my chair. I came down and sat in front of to share. And I shared yesterday, and I've been sharing kind of weekly, but as the Spirit moves me. I've mentioned before that I have to, everything begins with a title. So if you ever have time and you ever want to take a look at my accumulation of videos, you can see that, well, maybe you can't see, but anyway, the titles of each and every one of them is very meaningful, and that's where I begin. When I begin writing this, my book of life experiences, because now I'm at the stage of life, talk about reflecting, right? Reviewing. I'm at that stage that now I have enough of a story that I'm putting together for myself. Just as my collection of thoughts, my collection of sharings that I work on YouTube for the last couple of years, since January 2018, in fact, have primarily, they're for me. And if they're for me because I want to document what I had to share at different stages of my development, of my growth, my continual evolution. And it's my sincerest wish, it's my sincerest desire, it's my sincerest that some of this will resonate with some of you. And that's why I've been trying to concentrate on things that I stumble across that I think bear sharing, processes that in this cultivation, this experience, this opportunity that we have. And there's a timelessness that I feel. I don't feel the pressure to get things done. The funny thing about pressure to get things done is there's always more to do, isn't there? So I take a breath, I relax, and I begin afresh, anew, on my never-ending journey of experience, of sharing, and it's its own reward.